What's good, man? It's your boy Juicy J, man. Shout out to Virtual Homework Podcast.
After a long hiatus, we are back with what you crave, what you need. The Virtual Homework Podcast.
Yeah, like holy
starring
shit.
Dana.
And Sam. And holy shit, apparently. But no, welcome to the Virtual Homework Podcast. Your favorite homework for all your virtual homework
podcasting needs.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that's how we did the intro for our return in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, okay. Public apology on my end. I moved and
mine too. We both moved.
Yeah, why did we
in the
both
same
move?
month.
That's weird. It's like, you know what, you're moving, I gotta move.
I moved out of my parents' house. Finally, I have my own place.
Proud of him.
Got Mao in the background, just chilling.
Yeah, no, I hope you're watching the video episode. There's like a literal move out of your parents, get a Mao framed print. That's literally the next step.
Right next to a fucking naked anime body pillow and my cat sleeping.
Don't say it's naked because no one could actually tell, and we don't want YouTube to like manually flag this video. Okay,
It is flesh-colored clothing.
Sure. All right, let's go with that. Let's move on from the anime nude pillow. Welcome to the Virtual Homework Podcast. We are back on a normal schedule. Yes, this episode is coming one day late because of Memorial Day, but we should not have any more foreseeable breaks in the future. We are finally back. I'm in this sad corner.
I'm kind of excited to like get back into it, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm actually really excited.
I 2 weeks, it doesn't seem like that long in the grand scheme of things, but like when you haven't like seen someone in 2 weeks, Dana is like, he's constantly trying to talk to me, and I'm like really trying my hardest to ignore him. Like, I don't want to be this man's friend, except for 1 to 2 hours every week when we record this podcast.
That's not what you said to me.
I can't stand the man. So,
Fuck
really.
You. No, it's like we've literally been doing this for so long now. It's become like the norm to like play like a cool game and like have this conversation. Like this is our like hangout time. I mean, like we like making the content for people and stuff like that. But it's also like it's super fun to like hang out with your friend and play games and
yeah, legit. I like that I said 1 to
bullshit.
2 hours a week when we've been like talking for like 3 hours before we actually even got into the podcast this week. Yeah, like legitimately, we do really miss doing this. So we went a really long streak. We went like 40 episodes without taking a single break, and then it was like 3 breaks. Like every other week, we had a break. So we're hopefully not doing that anymore. Like, how many times can you move? I signed at least a 2-week lease, so I might have to move in a couple weeks. So in the meantime,
I'm a week and a half.
Oh shit! So you're getting ready to move again, right?
Moving is literally the worst. Like,
yeah.
It is absolutely.
Yeah,
I moved over a month ago and I still have shit like everywhere. Like I still have boxes I haven't unpacked. So I'm just like, where do I put a crock pot?
Yeah, I'm like literally in the same situation. Like I am like I haven't gotten my full setup because my full setup is like 8 pages of like different hardware if you've ever seen it. And it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna like set up the really sad gamer corner where like I literally can't have good posture.
Apartments don't have good storage. Like they don't have enough cabinets. They need more like closets. Like,
you see, I did my research. I got a place that has like updated cabinets, outdoor storage. Even I don't know. I have outdoor storage. Who wants to hear about storage? Are you fucking kidding me,
dude? Let me tell you about my storage. It looks like a fucking internment camp. Like,
oh my God. Like is there like a shower head on the ceiling, and is it all cement? Like I don't
it's
really
all
know
cement. There's like a fucking wooden shelf you could like sleep on and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty thugged out.
It's thugged out. I mean, like, honestly,
what did I say that to the last podcast? You were like talking about something serious. I was like, is it thugged out? It was like
the
2 rhinos
sex video.
It was like, is it thugged out?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. I'm gonna be in the.
This is a video game podcast.
It's a video game podcast, and I'm gonna be in the sad gamer corner. I posted on Twitter about it. I have like a 1/5 of my setup right now as I very lazily get back into it. There's piles of boxes everywhere.
Don't hate on your setup though. Like your setup actually looks kind of cool. I'm sure it hurts your back, but I actually thought like the vertical monitor setup looked kind of cool.
Vertical monitor is intimidating. I opened Discord and I could see like I have like 100 servers on Discord, like way too many, and like I normally
like
can't
all
see
of
them all. It's like I this is overwhelming. I can't do this. But like
I'm not a vertical monitor person.
No,
My monitor can switch to vertical anytime I want. It's just
I think I'm gonna go 2 horizontal and a vertical from now on. This is pretty cool. I have done vertical monitor because I work in code, but it's kind of weird. I'm into it now though. I mean, like honestly, like this setup kind of has to do because it's impossible. I'm not sure if you've tried to get furniture, but because of COVID, apparently like there's a massive furniture shortage, and like every single place is like saying, you know what, like 6 months no furniture. So that's how it's gonna be. It's kind of the
I was
worst.
very lucky. My parents retired and moved to a house up north, and they didn't want a single piece of the furniture they had, so I got literally everything.
So you have like ugly 70s style like floral furniture.
Well, no, my parents aren't fucking 90. Like they gave me like they have like modern shit. Like I have a really nice armoire.
I also can't talk because I've been wearing a
tables.
floral Gucci hat on like 90% of these podcast episodes.
Listen, it's cool. Dude, I can't stop looking at that Mao fucking painting. Like it is like perfect.
It is. Yeah. For those who are audio listeners, Dana has a literal framed print of Mao, and interpret that as you will. I don't think he's a member of the CCP, but we never know. It is intimidating. Like there's a reason why that man became the leader of China.
I was trying to.
He's trying to do like that blood thing that every single like elementary school and middle schooler like learns like, how to spell blood on their hands. He's trying to do that. He's trying to do gang signs. I don't think it's like CCP. You're gonna talk to like Xi Jinping and be like, "Yo, check out."
If I did that to him, would it be
gang?
Would it be like a sign of respect?
I think he would just be confused on how you got in the same room as him. I think that'd be the main concern.
He's like, "Why are you here?" Well, like, let's say I had like the opportunity to meet him, and that's like what I did. Like, that's like I had like one shot to see him, like, and he knows he's fully ready for like hey, this random person's gonna meet you, and that's what I do to him. Do you think like he would be like impressed or
no?
Why not?
Speaking of, I'm not gonna get into the intricacies of international politics featuring Dana, but what I will say is on the topic of why are you here. Why are the people here? We have not talked about this game at all. What did we play this week?
I think this topic actually has to do with politics. Has to do with this game a little bit.
Oh yeah, actually.
This I don't even know the name of
it. It's Shadow Complex. It's Shadow Complex.
Shadow Comp. We played Shadow Complex Remastered, which, dare I say, this game's fucking awesome.
Yeah, okay, I actually really love this game, but I also agree with you that, like, speaking of international politics, I can't even remember the name of this game. I have a mutual friend who we've brought him up in the podcast before, Nino. I messaged my friend Nino. I'm like, hey, I think you'd really like this game. It's like, oh, what's it about? I'm like, it's generic war/spy video game
like
shit.
The worst.
Yeah,
like the worst.
Absolutely, like every trope. Like the opening cutscene is like, oh, they're gonna take the vice president, and it's like, oh, okay.
This goes to the president, and there's like the terrorist.
Yeah,
there's like a moment when it's like, I don't have any formal training. I was trained by my father. It's like flashback to his dad. He's like, Daddy, I don't want to kill. And the dad's like, you'll kill when you have someone to kill for America. Like that type of shit. Like
legitimately, like this plot was probably made by like the Call of Duty team. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm even ragging Call of Duty because like this is.
I think it made the game better. Like how bad it was actually to me, like made the game better.
Yeah, that on top of the fact that like, okay, so let's actually go into a little bit what this game is. This is a smaller scale game. I think that this game was originally for the Xbox 360 Virtual Console, which honestly I feel like that's an underrepresented category on this podcast in general. We haven't played that many Xbox 360 games because a lot of them honestly haven't made the transition to like PC.
Yeah, it's hard
that
to
much.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, and like one of the games I really wanted to play in the podcast, T-Qual, like it's literally impossible to play. Like you can't get unless you have an Xbox 360 that already has T-Qual on it,
like
you can't
a
play
chip
it.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like there's that issue, but then like honestly, like I feel like overall, like the Xbox Live Arcade and even Xbox Live 360 games in general, I feel like that era is really underrated in terms of like people's memories. Like people love the games, but like they don't really like go to the Xbox 360 era when they think of like their favorite
It's very
games.
much like the indie scene nowadays in the way that all these wonderful games from small developers are being like pushed out every single day on Steam. It was like that back in the day. It just they had a lot more limitations on technology.
Yeah, but but this is the generic war game called Shadow Complex. It's a 2.5D shooter / platformer, which is a really weird combination.
It's a metro. I hate to say it's a Metroidvania.
Metroidvania was shooting.
Yeah, like Metroid literally is shooting.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, that is how it is. Except like the guns are actual guns. Like
yeah, you're using actual guns.
Like
basically, the concept of the game is you're just a random jack of all trades who apparently was trained by your dad to be a world-class assassin killer. You're with your girlfriend at a random valley, and she's like, oh, I used to go to this cave when I was a kid. Come find me. And she hides in the cave. At the bottom of the cave, she gets abducted by terrorists who actually, at the heart of this cave, there's actually a terroristic organization trying to like take over the United States with like bombs and shit. So you stumble upon it like miraculously while doing this, and you have to like travel through like their underground to save your girlfriend and then save the country.
Yeah, so it gets into like super just like war generic shit, but like the reason why we're playing this game, and like when we mentioned like Metroidvania, we were mentioning like, oh, this is a 2.5D like platform / shooter. Like the whole reason why I picked out this game, and I think I mentioned this to Dana when I like actually like showed it to him 2 weeks ago, is that we played, what was it, Klonoa the Sky?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the game. What's the full name of the game? Like Klonoa the Sky.
Klonoa like Thunder Butthole. I don't fucking know. Like.
We played Klonoa Thunder Butthole, which was a really good PS1 2.5D platformer. I'm like,
yeah.
Do they even really make 2.5D platformers anymore? Like, what is a really well-received 2.5D platformer? And apparently,
that's what this was.
Like, Shadow Complex is considered one of the best. And it's a 2.5D experience. It kind of looks. What would you say like the graphics in this game look like compared to other games? Like it kind of looks like a AAA like just war game,
like
just
a AAA game from like 2012 maybe. No,
Xbox
like
360 era AAA war graphics basically. Like this is kind of like Call of Duty graphics, but in a 2.5D setting.
I think they look good. Obviously, it's not like hyper realistic like modern graphics, but they look good. Like the game looks and runs fantastic.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say though is like it is like actually like legitimately modern 2.5D graphics. Like when I think of like a 2.5D game, I think of like Kirby and the Crystal Shards. Like I think of like N64 graphics. Honestly, like I feel like 2.5D as a concept, like there are still definitely games that are made in that style. And I guess we played Unravel, and that's also like a 2.5D game. But like when I think of 2.5D, for some reason I just think of like old school games.
Yeah, like this is like one of the only things from like the modern era I guess you could like pin that type of game to. The gameplay is actually quite fun. We had mentioned that it's like a Metroidvania game in the way that it's like this huge sprawling dungeon that you have to like go through.
The more you say like literally Metroid, like it actually, now that I think about it, like Super Metroid, like that map is so sprawling.
It's that's basically what this is. You know, there's like secrets at any turn. What's cool is this game, it rewards you for exploring. There's like every single level, every single screen, every single map has like secrets in it, which actually if you look at your map, there'll be like a question mark, meaning like there's a missed secret. So it's not like there's shit that you actually miss, and you actually level up and gain experience. You'll gain like agility, you'll gain health, you'll gain more damage, more accuracy for like just exploring and like playing the game, which I think is a really cool concept and really made me want to like look at the whole entire world.
Yeah, like 1/3 of this map is like optional, I think, like something like that. It's pretty crazy. Like, and also because this game is iterative, like there's experience, and like you could also get like new weapons. Like a lot of the stuff, like you have to, if you backtrack and like explore, you'll get rewarded and like get upgrades on like your weapons and gear.
That's the biggest thing that felt reminiscent of like a Metroidvania game in the way that
makes sense.
You get like the upgrades, like the double jump, like the
more we talk about it,
gun.
the more it's like, of course, this is a Metroidvania. It's like not even a question. It's just like
yeah.
When I was thinking,
it is so cool to like when you get like the double jump to like go back to like the very beginning of the game, and there as you're playing through the game, there's like these jumps or doors or like platforms you can't get to. That you remember, like you think about it, like when you get the item that you can use it to like, oh wait, I can go back to there and get that secret upgrade for like my grenades or health or armor or whatever. So
yeah, but like honestly, what I was thinking when I was playing this game, and like I was thinking, like, oh, Klonoa, that was a pretty fun game. This game kicks Klonoa's ass. You get that main character in Shadow Complex, and like Klonoa's like collecting gems or some shit. You just come in with the fucking AK. This game is badass. This game legitimately, I was like enjoying it. I'm like just mowing down enemies. I played on normal. I didn't play on like any hard.
Yeah,
or, like, difficult.
I always play on normal and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you have like Apache helicopters attacking you. You're shooting at them, blowing them up.
This game is like
missiles.
over the top in a lot of regards, like action, and like I honestly like I enjoyed that. I liked that. I was a huge fan
I'm usually
of this
not
game.
a fan of that. I'm usually not a fan of that kind of stuff, like the over top, like super cheesy. But it's like this game did it so well in a way that was just so enjoyable. I couldn't imagine not playing this game on a controller, but
So I played this game entirely on a controller, but like I actually saw like because I accidentally use my mouse at times, and the way that it works, like the mouse, it kind of like shows up in a way like have you ever played like what Time Splitter? What's the one in the arcades? Time Crisis.
Time Crisis, yeah.
Yeah, so like Time Crisis, like it shows up like as a dot on the screen.
Yeah.
So if you're using the mouse, like the mouse shows up as dot on the screen, and that's where like you shoot. So like you could shoot up and stuff, but like it actually really does help with like the 2.5D sections where you're able to.
That was some of the worst parts about this game. Was definitely the 2.5D shooting sometimes.
Yeah, so I actually really like the 2.5D in terms of like the graphical design and like enemies coming in and out at you, but like actually trying to like target anything in the non like linear setting did start to get annoying at some parts. Also, like the fact that like there were some ambiguous areas where like because it was 2.5D, like I thought I was actually able to go to some platforms and I wasn't, just due to the fact that like they're in the background when I didn't realize it. This game, like when I originally like started playing this, especially because the opening cutscene, I actually, how far did you get in this game?
I got about 45% of the map uncovered, which is a lot considering you can like beat the game with only having like 60% of the map uncovered. I got pretty far.
Okay,
I got about a half hour past getting the double jump.
Okay, so I actually got farther than you then.
Yeah.
Regardless, like the opening cutscene of this game has nothing to do with the actual gameplay.
It does. I think it's just setting up story.
No, yeah, it's like it's nothing to do with what you initially started. Like the first multiple hours of gameplay are nothing to do with the opening cutscene. Like takes you like back. So like because of that, like I was genuinely confused, and I thought this game was going to be a shooter based on how the first part of the game worked.
Yeah.
But then like I was like, why is this on platform?
It's like an adventure game.
Yeah, it's an adventure game, and like legitimately, like I was like scared that I picked a game that was considered one of the best platformers without it actually being a platformer. This game is like legit. It has legitimate platforming elements. Like I was there were areas where like I was actually frustrated because again, like the 2.5D, I'm like, oh, I actually can't jump there. But especially when you get like different like abilities to jump, like there's a power up where like you're able to like hyper speed walk on like water if you're going at like a certain speed, and like there's like double jump. Like there are some legitimate platforming elements that were fun. Like I actually really enjoyed this as a platformer. I plan on beating this game 100%.
What I liked about it is, like, in the traditional Metroidvania, I hate using that word, by the way.
Yeah, I hate using like the word platforming elements. I feel like a tool.
Yeah. Well, it's like most of those games are typically fantasy driven, so you usually get like the sword upgrade, or you get like the magic missile or whatever fucking upgrade. But it's like in this, it's like, oh, you're getting like an augmented missile for your gun and stuff like that. I like how it takes those elements and makes them somewhat more realistic. Like I could see this game like traveling over to a crowd of people that like into like the Call of Duty type stuff, and like maybe like, hey, you like this style game, maybe start getting into like some of this nerdier stuff. Like, hey, you play Castlevania for like PlayStation 1, you probably like that type of thing game too. You know what I mean?
Which honestly, like I see this like being a really good bridge between like the Call of Duty crowd and like a little bit more of the nerdy games, exactly like you said. But like where was this game? Like this game actually has an audience. Like this game is well received and has like a following, but I don't know a single person who's ever heard of Shadow Complex.
No, I like this game is like a sleeper. Like I
but
dare
is it a
say
sleeper
like
though? It was critically acclaimed on release for the Xbox 360. Came out for PS4 and Xbox One as well. And
but
now
it was
it's
like
on
the
PC.
Xbox marketplace though. Like that's the thing though. It wasn't like
even Marble Blast Ultra was like that was a hit, and that was like on the Xbox. Like there were games on the Xbox.
Oh yeah, that were good, but it's like only if you had an Xbox versus like things like Castle Crashers where like everyone played. is I think is a little bit different than this. This is definitely a game I'm going to recommend to people. Like if they're just looking for something fun to play, like they're going to think I'm insane. Like what the fuck is this game? Like this game is fucking awesome.
I mean, even I think originally, like, because this was on the Xbox Live Arcade, this game was originally $15. This is like one of the best deals for $15 ever. Like the game looks good. You could tell like a lot of effort was put into like actually making the game look professional. Sure, there are actually a decent chunk of graphical
and everything's
glitches.
voice acted. Everything's voice acted. Too.
Okay, I actually voice acting was probably my biggest complaint about the game. It was like laughably bad at some points.
I love the like. I think
it was so cheesy.
It
was so cheesy.
Well, it's like I like the little clips, like the guards doing stuff like that. They're like talking
that
about.
Was good, but I think honestly, I think that the opening cutscene was the worst, like by far.
Oh yeah, it's like, we, Mr. President, we're here to save the Vice President. Like,
yeah, that's a good impression. It's like it's obviously some developer that's like, I could make a badass voice. And then he doesn't because he's
it's like me making a badass voice or making fun of making a badass voice.
It's exactly
like it hurt my throat.
Yeah. In the future, where the president is in terrorist organization, like.
No man, this game fucking rocks. Like
no,
this is totally
really happy about this.
This is something that I feel like neither of us would have thought to ever have played.
I'm glad. Shadow Complex was literally not on my radar until I just searched best 2.5D platformer. Like I had never heard of it, and I'm glad we picked it. I'm sorry I completely steamrolled you, but I think that's what you're about to say.
No, I actually have an interesting piece of lore. It has really nothing to do with our experience with the game, but I was reading some of the reviews, and one of the interesting things about the game is that it was originally released as a demo for the Xbox Live Arcade, but they had accidentally released the entire game as the demo. But you couldn't save. So if you just never save, you could actually play
speedrun life. There we go.
Yeah, so you can just play like the whole game. Within like hours they patched it, so you couldn't do it anymore. So like people just left their console in offline mode, and they were just able to play the game infinity.
There we go. So I'm gonna say this game isn't that difficult. Like especially if like first of all, you could actually change the difficulty mid save, which is pretty cool.
I like that. I would you could probably keep the game at like normal. It's nothing too crazy.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, I actually did try casual a bit because like there was a section where I'm like, I don't really care because I accidentally saved with like low health. The game on casual,
that's a problem. Is definitely a thing is saving with low health.
Yeah. There's some weird like saves, especially if you're coming back to the game like from a different setting. Like it's not super clear like where you have to go. Sometimes there is like a path for the most part, but like you could like save and like accidentally backtrack, and then it's like you make it more annoying for yourself. But like no, what I'm trying to say is like on casual mode, this game is unbelievably easy. Like you literally just seem like every enemies do like 1 damage to you, and like you literally can't die. To die is impressive on casual mode.
Yeah, there were definitely times where I felt like I was going through like a gauntlet with like ultra low health, and like we mentioned before, the problems with the 2.5D. Like let's say you get to a point and you have low health, and then you save, and there's not enough health to get high enough, and then there's like an onslaught of like multiple rooms of enemies that you have to attack in like the background. It's like you just take pot shots over and over and over, and it's like it's very hard to get through without being able to like attack them like directly. So that's probably like one of my only qualms. I even with that, I still think this game's a 10 out of 10 for me. Like this game's fucking
10
awesome.
out of 10? Really?
Well, I guess it would be like a 9 out of 10 because like there are games I'd be like, this is like 11 out of 10. Like this is like a really cool game.
I legitimately think this is a 9 out of 10. I would say this is I can say I don't know what we've played this year to say it's a best of the year, but I think it's like top 3 probably. Like I legitimately really had a fun time.
Isn't that what's so funny? It's like it's always these random off games that end up being like the most fun. I think like last year. Like it was like 999, like random other games and stuff like that you would never think of were like our best, and then it's like Xbox Live Arcade game from a decade ago. Like
this is remastered. I mean, if we're talking about the remaster, I have no like. I actually looked at the before and after, and they don't look that different. Like it kind of the style of game. Like even if you remaster it, it looks like generic Call of Duty graphics. It's like you ever see that like clip where like they show like the remastered hair, and it's like, yep, his arm is now has realistic hair.
It's like not stuff you like look at.
Yeah.
I'll just never forget that one of the cutscenes, like I was mentioning earlier, with like the dad, is like the guy. He has like infinite combat training. He's never served a day in his life. He's like, I learned everything from my father, and the dad's like, you gotta find something worth fighting for, son. It's just
it's like, I guess my dad would be proud. And like as he picks up a gun, it's like, yep, that's generic action game shit. Like,
play this
oh my
game.
God.
Like, I know we say this a lot on the podcast. Like, oh, you should totally play this game. Like, actually play this game. Is this game on the Switch? It's gonna be fucking awesome on the Switch.
No, it's not. It's only on PC. I was actually really annoyed with that. This game would be legitimately awesome on the Switch, and it's insane they have not actually tried it. Because this game isn't like complicated, and the graphics are not like better than what was it? The Cyberpunk booby game.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
this is like $15 of like really fun gameplay that you're gonna definitely enjoy. Like, I can't imagine many people not liking this.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely beating this game. You said like the day after I picked this game, like before we even went on break, because like there was always the chance that like I would be able to do it last week. You were like, "Oh, I'm gonna 100% this game." You have not 100% of this game.
No,
Called out.
I was going to, and then I was just like,
Then you didn't. Then you surfed.
I did. I'm a surfy boy.
Yeah, that's like me with like Hearthstone. It's like, oh, I could be playing the game, but I'll just go in a Battlegrounds match.
You've been still playing Hearthstone pretty hard.
Battlegrounds, not really the
Well, it's
main
like
game.
I think we all have like our comfort game. That's like you get like these games are fun and stuff like that, but sometimes like to grind out this game so we can talk about it can be a little bit much. So we have like our comfort games that like get home from work, all I want to do is relax, play some Counter-Strike.
I mean, like it makes sense from a casual perspective, but like, yeah, I my comfort game is going to be whatever is on my phone. Like if I can't play this like on like literally just in bed, just like chilling at the most. Also, I realized with this setup, I've like completely like backed away from the mic multiple times. So sorry if like the audio is the worst thing in the world, but yeah, I can't just chill in bed like on 90% of these games. I can't like bring my PC setup and play. What is the name of this game?
Cyber
Warfare? No, legitimately, I forgot the name of the game. Shadow Complex.
It's okay.
Shadow Complex. Play it. Legitimately.
Yep. This is probably like I want to say like a top like 5 game we've ever played on the podcast. Probably like as far as like fun factor, there are obviously better games. Whether like it's like there are games that are like the full package, whether it's like fun gameplay, like engaging story, like it's like the full experience. This is just, if you just want a fun fucking game, like with no frills, no bullshit, like this is your game.
There's just like the mindless action, just like you could plow through. Like I was.
This is what Tembo the fucking elephant could have been.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're the same price. And like I would much rather play this than the other one for the same price. But like, no, what I was gonna say is like, this is not the best game ever made, and there are like random graphical glitches. Like even in the remaster,
Absolutely.
it's not like it's not the most amazing looking game. But like,
no,
it's impossible.
It just does gameplay.
No, but it's impossible to like say that it's impossible to separate like price of a game. Like this game's $15. This game is at the end of the day $15. If you paid $60 for this game, you'd have a very different experience. But for $15, this is like an amazing value, like an amazing value for a video game. And like, I wish more developers realized that.
We always talk about value, like Gorgoa. Like that's probably like that would have been like game of the year if it wasn't like $15.
I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I looked it up. I think I mentioned it like 3 episodes after or something like that. But like Gorgo is like $4 or $5 on the App Store, which is like acceptable.
Yeah, that's a $5 game.
Yeah,
fucking fantastic game.
Yeah, but like I wish that developers were more in touch to like what their game was actually worth, because I feel like it's a positive feedback loop, because people are scared that if they price their game too low, they aren't going to make enough in sales. But like you get more sales when your game is reviewed higher, when your game is actually
if your game is $10 or like, and it's like praised as like fantastic fucking game, you're gonna sell unbelievable amount of copies.
It's not even if it's praised as a fantastic game. Like a game that was $30 as 6 out of 10 might be a 9 or 8.5 out of 10 at $10. Like it's just like, wow, for $10 this game, what a value. And then like someone is gonna see like, oh, this game has good reviews, because like honestly the conversation a lot of the time is like, oh, that looks interesting, and then like they just like very briefly type reviews and just look at the number. Like how many things have you bought on Amazon that were like, oh, this has, or how many times are like, oh, I'm searching this on Amazon, like I would buy this but it has 3 stars, never mind. Like that's
exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like that's all you need, just lower the price.
Do you think developers have difficulty gauging the I guess rating of their own game? Like do you think like reviewers like they make their rating their own game. Like they make their game and go like, this is the final product. This is what it is. Like, do you think they all always think like this could be a fucking like slam dunk? Like this game's fucking awesome.
I think that people definitely, when they make software, have a bias in that they think it's better than it is, but I don't think that someone who made like the worst game ever is gonna be like, you know what, this game is the worst.
Or do you think they're just surrounded by like yes men or that
no,
kind of thing?
No.
Or...
Like I think that if someone is making software and like video games are included, so like it actually more so because it's art. Like if someone is making a video game, they're going to think it's better than it actually is a lot of the time, unless it's like at the upper echelon, and then you might have imposter syndrome and think it's worse than it is. But like you're gonna probably elevate your review scores. But if you were making like a 3 out of 10 game, you're gonna think it's a 5 out of 10 game. You're not gonna think it's like a 9 out of 10. Like someone who's making shit knows they're making shit. They just probably think the shit is better than it actually is.
I would say this game very gamey, much so gamey vibes. Is that the team that made this knew exactly what they were doing. They're just like gameplay. Let's just make a fun as fuck game. Like that's all they cared about.
Yeah, at the same time, like they definitely were smart in that like this game is unique. You don't see Metroidvanias or like 2.5D games like this at all. Like this is
and like a modern. It's like modern. Like
yeah. Like they really
like
found their niche.
Non-fantasy.
They found their niche, and I really enjoyed that.
If they made a 2, like that would be sick as fuck.
They
like,
probably
we
will.
would be like number 1 fans for that shit.
Oh, Shadow Complex. Even though I forgot the name of the forgot the name on the podcast, and you forgot the name of the Shadow Complex is already like the most generic name on the planet. It's just like
it's a generic story, but man, that gameplay is fun as fuck.
They made a good fun game, but yeah.
Do you know what else is fun as fuck?
What is your opinion? Like, have they ever sold a double pack of 2 Pokemon games before?
No, I think that's kind of cool.
I think it's cool, but I think it's also like the whole point was like there was no expectation to buy both, and this kind of slaps that in the face of that. I mean, I guess if you have like a family,
yeah. I mean, it's like, or if you have like a friend, like, is it cheaper? Is it the same? Or
do they even have a price on it? They probably
because usually what happens is like
it's $120. It's not cheaper at all.
I mean, I guess it's like cool packaging. I think they're just trying to like make money off collectors. I don't know. I actually don't. I feel weird about it now.
Yeah, because like legitimate. Like I'm looking at this page. I'm looking at this pre-order, and it's like $119. And first of all, like I don't normally see things over $100 in like the Nintendo eShop. So like seeing that just makes me feel kind of icky about it. But just like
it's not even a physical copy.
Okay, I shouldn't have said eShop. It's on like the Nintendo shop. Like you could buy the physical. It's a physical copy. Sorry. It's a double pack. Why would you get because the whole thing, I showed you that tweet and like it had that cool packaging, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean,
yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like by having the double pack and like having literal no discount about it, like I guess I understand because it's basically 2 keys for the same game and you want to charge the same amount, but like having a single pack,
I feel weird about it, to be honest.
I feel like I made you feel weird about this. Like you weren't really thinking anything of it, and then I like showed you this. But like having both games in one pack kind of implies it's for one person, but to have them both be the same price implies that you should have 2 separate games, when in reality, you were getting like 10% more content. Like I think that like maybe $90, even that is pushing it for a double pack. And I think that honestly, if they made the double pack $90, that would sell out so quickly. I can't think of a better like financial decision.
Oh yeah, because you would get like you would play with your friends, like a bunch of shit. Like hell, we might even get that. And
want to know what would actually be a good idea regarding this? Like if they had a double pack Pokemon game, but they're both on the same physical thing. I don't know if they have room. They probably don't. That's probably why they can't do it. But like hypothetically, if you had 2 games on one cartridge, so you couldn't share it with someone, because I think that's the issue, right? Like you can't have 2.
It's both games on one cartridge. I guess that would actually be a good idea, to be honest.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't joking about this because we played like Mother 1+2 or whatever, right? When we originally played Mother 1, like if you had like a selection, you could play either Pokemon Diamond or Shining Pearl, whatever. Like, and then you charge $90 because this is meant for one person and it's basically the same game. That would sell so much. Like, as opposed to like this weird double pack where like they seem really greedy trying to just like charge full price. But I don't know, Pokemon can be greedy. Has Pokemon ever been punished for being greedy?
No, they are literally the number 1 license in the world.
Yeah,
so it's like
Pokemon,
like actually like they're bigger than like Disney. Like
Pokemon could literally like release, here is Pikachu shit, and it's just like literally like I would
buy it.
They put dog poop in a plastic bag and then like put a Pikachu sticker on it.
I would buy that.
I mean, you would buy that because you're like the perfect demographic for that actual thing. You'd think that's hilarious if Pokemon started selling literal shit.
I would sell it in my store and people would buy it.
Your store would smell like dog feces.
It'd be Pika feces. Okay?
I mean, like you work in a mall, so you might actually have had this experience. Have you ever gone to a beef jerky store in a mall?
No.
Okay, I don't know if this is like I guess it's not a normal thing. One of the malls I was near at one point in my life had a beef jerky store where all they sold it was a beef jerky emporium. Like they had like
I've been to beef jerky stores.
Okay, well I guess do they smell like the worst thing in the world?
No, I find like Polish delis to smell significantly worse.
Okay, I love Polish delis, but I'm also Polish, so I got that nostalgia factor.
But you know what I mean about like the smell?
I kind of do, but I like that smell. That smells like the Polish smell. My favorite restaurant in the world is Polish, and it has a little bit of a Polish smell. Smack Tack in Chicago. Shout outs.
We're gonna go when
It's the only time I intentionally break my red meat truce. Truce?
Why,
is that what I'm
have?
calling it? This Hungarian pancake with like pork. I eat that. So for those who don't know, I do not eat red meat. I do eat red meat at Smack Tack though. Shout outs to Smack Tack in the north side of Chicago.
What if they like shout out the podcast? Would you like them even more?
The guy who runs Smack Tack is like notoriously one like robotic and two mean. Like he won't talk to you. He's just like
he's
like
mean.
He's not like mean. Like I'm not sure if you've ever watched like Chicago's Best, like the food program. It's like a local Chicago food.
So is he like the soup Nazi?
He's not the soup Nazi, but I think part of it is that he doesn't really speak very good English. Like if he tries talking to him, like he'll seem standoffish. But like he'll just be like you'll be like standing next to him. He's like, so what do you do here? He's like, I make pierogi, and then like he'll just like he won't talk to you after that.
I make pierogi. There is a hot dog stand in Chicago called Niagara, and their whole thing was they had $1 hot dog and fries. So like everybody went there. So they called him the soup Nazi because like they had like a bar, like kind of like a turnstile thing, like of like bars you'd have to go through to like a line, and if you stood behind it, he'd be like, no order from there, come in front. Like that kind
that
of
is like
shit.
literally the soup Nazi. But no, I don't think this guy is mean, but he's just like he's not personable. Like when you think of like a restaurant owner, like restaurant owner / host, you're thinking like, oh, this guy's like friendly. He's like he just makes the food. He's serious about it. Your reaction to Chicago's Best? Have you not watched Chicago's Best?
I have. I just don't really. I'm not a food.
You're not a foodie
show type guy.
Honestly, like
foodie comes out my booty.
If you're looking to binge content that you're nostalgic, like I actually watched a few Chicago. So because this doesn't apply to you, but like I miss Chicago, and I'll just like watch Chicago's Best videos to like get some like good ass like. Yeah, that's right. I missed the city. No, Chicago was like legitimately. It wasn't even until I like left Chicago that I realized like Chicago was legitimately unique. However, it's not the best city in the world. Best city in the world is Shanghai.
Yeah, a lot of people say, "Oh, Chicago's the best city." It's like, I mean, there's like other cities in the world. No,
Chicago's the second best city to me. Like I love Chicago. Like I'm willing to say that.
There's just something about like Chicago, like nightlife, like going to like the bars, like going to like restaurants. Like there's just something like special about that, you know.
I think that's just the special part, but
well, for me, it's like the variety of food.
Okay, I mean, like Chicago hot dogs. We could have like a whole Chicago episode, and we have a lot more to talk about, so it's not going to be this one.
Dude,
but
I literally get into arguments with people. They're like, "Oh, Chicago people's pizza sucks." I'm like, literally, no one eats Chicago style pizza. I'm like.
Wait, what?
I'm like that's like the deep dish pizza. That's what they think Chicago style pizza is. Like to me, Chicago style pizza is like the thin, like square cut pizza.
First of all, fuck you. I have no words for what you. I eat Chicago style deep dish pizza. That is what I consider Chicago style deep dish pizza. I eat so much. No,
I like it. I'm just saying, but when I think of like Chicago style pizza, I don't think about that. I just think of that as Chicago style deep dish. But Chicago style pizza to me is like the paper thin crust.
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like it's, but no, you could get square cut pizza and like a lot of. I understand it's thin. It's very thin square cut pizza, but that is not Chicago style pizza. When people think of Chicago style pizza, they think of the deep dish. I can't talk.
Yeah,
right now.
people that don't live in Chicago think like that. Everyone I talk to, so when we talk about Chicago pizza, that's what it's called, pub cut. That's what we think about.
I don't know. When I think of Chicago style, I think of the deep dish. And I mean, like, sure, I'm from the suburbs, but I know a lot of people who live in the city. And like, yeah, I am very, very on the opposite side of you on this.
I eat a lot of fucking pizza, so it's like I'm on the other opposite side of this argument.
One, just how about fuck you? Two, this podcast is over.
Can I ask you a question?
This episode, we still have a lot of stuff to talk about this episode, but this podcast is over. This is the last episode. I cannot.
Can I ask you a question? What is the best deep dish place?
I'm gonna just straight up say Lou Malnati's. Like I
yes,
feel like
Lou Malnati's absolutely.
Yeah, like I feel like. So I'm not even gonna say it's the best because I don't know the best, but like Lou Malnati's is like. If you're craving deep dish, you get Lou Malnati's. Like, I'm not willing to risk it to go to another place to like.
Well, I don't like the deep dish that's like super fucking tall. They're like, it's like a reasonable amount, I guess.
There's a place. There's a place in Chicago called Pequod's, which I think is overrated. I think that
their thin crust is really good though.
So Pequod's pizza is good, but I think for Chicago style deep dish, like they try to do their own thing a little too hard, and therefore you don't actually like satisfy the craving for deep dish when you eat there.
I don't know. I've never had their deep dish. I've only had Pequod's thin crust pizza. Like my understanding is like everyone that's like moved out of Chicago, there's just like foods you can't get like in other places. Like you can't get like an Italian sausage, like an Italian beef sandwich. Well, I guess you don't eat red meat, but like
I mean an L's Italian beef. I'm getting hungry just doing this episode. There's L's and Portillo's, and like there's always Chicago rivalries.
Portillo's
like,
okay. Portillo's is overrated as fuck.
Yeah, but I lived very close to one, so it's just like I guess I'll eat it.
So the problem is that Portillo's went public and they sold out and they became like very they like for example a hot dog, fries, and a drink is like $14 from there. They became very
the main question I have like so Portillo's is one thing, but are you surfing right now?
Maybe.
Have you been surfing this entire conversation? How dare you? We've been podcasting for hours now. This is like hour 4 of the podcast.
It's been like 5 minutes. Well, I just closed out of it because I feel bad now.
He feels bad that he's not giving 100%. How was your surfing? Were you near the goal?
Oh, I beat it multiple times. I was just trying to improve my time. I like gotten so much better. Like,
so do you think you could like surf in the real ocean? Like if you went to like Santa Cruz and got a board?
I thought you said surf in the ocean.
Do you feel like an astronaut in the ocean, man?
We're not doing this.
How do you feel about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you could call it mental freeze.
It's like the new Rickroll. It's so awful. What is the best chapstick, do you think?
I haven't used chapstick my entire life. I think I'm definitely the abnormal one. There's an entire industry for chapstick, and I've just not a part of it.
Are you lying? Your shit looks mad chapped right now. Are you chapped up?
I mean, I lick my lips sometimes. I legitimately, I don't think I've ever bought chapstick for myself.
That's like, what do you do if your lips get chapped?
I lick them and then they're not chapped. I'm the Joker, baby. Want to know how I got these scars?
I was so close to just closing out this fucking call after that one. Jesus Christ. That was real bad.
Oh,
never do that again, please. Like, no,
you
for real. Like
this
this isn't even a fucking bit. Like, Jesus Christ.
What am I not doing again? The Joker baby or the licking of the lips?
D all of the above.
Okay.
Fucking, I'm the Joker, baby. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I don't think he does that in the I'm the Joker baby video, right?
Yeah. Oh, the guy. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm the Joker, baby. It's
Yeah.
just like some. Oh god.
Some cringe lord. It's like that. I'm the Joker baby is like this generation's Star Wars kid, right?
No, I think Star Wars Kids is less cringy. It's less cringy and just like this nerdy fucking kid to me.
I guess, but like Joker almost seems...
I guess I find things that are performative, like theater, like singing, all that stuff, to be cringy inherently to begin with.
Yeah.
So
like I get. I think more and more as I get on, like I'm just getting like cringed out from TV and movies. Like I didn't used to get cringed out. Now I'm getting cringed out. Now it's like
that's my problem with movies nowadays. Like it's so predictable that it's like actually cringy, and like it seems like so formulaic, and like
I just have a really bad tolerance for secondhand cringe. But no,
Yeah.
I don't think the predictability is cringy. But like if I know like it's very easy to tell when a cringe moment is coming up, and therefore you don't want to watch it.
It's like, oh no, they're doing
But like Star Wars at the time was definitely like pop culture nerd shit.
Yeah.
And then Joker now is definitely pop. Like the people who are super into the Joker are kind of like, I don't want to say they're inherently nerdy because you have like Joker gang and like shit.
that one guy who's like got
that-
arrested like for Joker. No, there's two types of Joker people, like nerdy people and fedoras who are like think they're like super deep and philosophical.
Who actually thinks like Joker like taking on society is like actually like Chad stole his girlfriend.
And then there's like white trash.
It's like the new Punisher basically.
Yeah, basically. The Punisher. No, the Punisher is different. That's like people who have it like on the back of trucks. I think of like people that like there's like a 60% chance they like either them or someone they know does meth.
I mean, I'm the Joker baby. I'm not gonna do it again. I really wanted to do it again, but you would have actually been upset. Like that was like not a like oh my god, like hamming it up. That was like Dana actually like shuddering in fear.
What is this conversation going?
I mean, if we're actually gonna transition here, like you mentioned meth, I have to bring up crack, and not because I have this weird obsession with crack as of late, where I just like randomly like say like, "Are you on crack?" like every other episode. But no, I have another Viper story. Okay, and I'm actually pretty upset. Like Viper has done a lot of good for me. He's made a lot of fun memories. But this is the first time I've genuinely been upset with Viper, and I think that Viper owes me money. Viper has actually improved in some regards, but at the same time, Viper is still Viper. For those who don't know, Viper is a rapper who let's just say he's an interesting guy. But one of the things regarding merch, he used to be known for just literally not shipping out merch. Like if you bought a product from him, you would never get the product. It's like,
aren't you still waiting to get like a whole bunch of shit?
No, okay, that's what I'm gonna describe. So if you actually first step Viper is just not sending you things you ordered, which is like that's great for a merchant in the first place. I'm surprised he wasn't thrown in prison for that. But the next step in the Viper lore, which is actually cool the first time, I'll admit this. I bought, I think for Dana's birthday, a shirt of Viper, and instead of the shirt, he got like a poster signed by Viper and like a handwritten message that's like, sorry, the shirts are not in stock.
Like it was like scribbled out, like spelled incorrectly. Like it was like a long fucking message. It wasn't like 2 words. It was like a fucking page, like descriptor of like what's going on. And this was like obviously handwritten by the V-Man.
Yeah, and then like he also sent like some random cassettes, like actually like legitimately cool stuff. Like I was happy to see that. Like it was actually cooler than the shirt you would have gotten. And so like I did the same thing. I got my own message because I was like, actually like I want this more than whatever products he has. But then Viper specifically said on Twitter, like, oh, the actual vinyls are in. Here is a picture of me with the vinyl. Order the vinyl now and you will get the vinyl. Because actually in the message, every single time it says, I hope that this acts as a replacement for the gift that you actually, or not gift, the item you actually purchased. Like, you're not getting the item you purchased. You're getting the thing
now
you
you
sent.
now you have to buy are you gonna buy the vinyl again to like not get the vinyl? Like
No, but the thing is, I was like, okay, I never actually originally ordered the vinyl. I think I ordered like a CD and I got whatever stuff you got. So I ordered the vinyl because Viper's like, hey, here it is. And he like showed me a picture, like he has a picture of him with the vinyl. It's like, here it is.
You didn't get the vinyl?
I ordered it same day, like 2 minutes after his tweet. And then it's like, yeah, sorry. The message was like, yeah, the vinyls are not in. We don't have any vinyls. We're expected to get them like December 2022. And I'm like, what the hell, Viper? You lied. You lied to me. So
he sent you more shit?
Yeah, he sent me more bullshit that I don't want, honestly. It's cool the first time. The second time, it's like, I don't need another poster of you wearing women's body wraps trying to crush your organs. Like it's cool like the first time.
Yeah. It's endearing the first time. The second time you're just like, what the fuck, Viper?
Yeah, I was just like, God damn it. I literally bought a vinyl from you.
What's so funny is people probably think we're fucking insane. It's just like you'd have to like be deep in the Viper lore to understand like how on.
I'm
like,
not joking.
How on brand this is for Viper. It's unreal.
So at the same time, I kind of expected it, but I've learned my lesson. Until there's like a third party actually buying Viper vinyls,
He was like, I had this in my hand. How has he not been taken to court yet?
I'm gonna probably do a PayPal chargeback. I'm coming for you, Viper. Please don't make a diss track. You have my personal info.
Like he could like fuck you up. He's the person that just does. Like, if he just shows up at your house.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like so.
He's
Viper
like,
also makes about 100 tweets a day, like legitimately 100 tweets a day.
Dude, I had to like block it because it was literally like 40 tweets. I like couldn't enjoy Twitter because it was just like hundreds of him retweeting shit from like 2017. And it was like buy my CD that doesn't exist.
That or like legitimately sad things like his son in custody is like, please free my son. It's like I can't do this. So yeah, I did this different approach. I did a different approach and like literally reported every single tweet as I don't like this, and therefore they still show up as you reported this tweet, but it doesn't show up as like a massive image of like him like shittily photoshopped onto a rock of crack, and his like album is I Sell the Best Crack, and that's a Viper album. He probably hasn't. I just made that up, but that's probably a thing. So
it's like I look at his tweets and it's like retweeting something from December 21st, 2020, December 31st, 2020, something from January 10th. Okay, he posted May 26th, and then he retweeted something from February 20. Like, everyone used coupon code discography to get 40% off the full Viper 300 plus album.
If you just like scroll in like the last three, you'll see like a tweet of like not last three tweets, but like today he even tweeted like, yeah, I have all the vinyls back in stock. Please order the vinyls. Like he tweeted that today.
I'm pissed.
You're pissed? I'm not, because I should have expected this. I mean, like, I can't be mad at Viper. If Viper is being Viper, like, I can't be mad at a person being exactly how I'd expect them to act. I don't know what to say.
Everyone are finally in. Please put your order in on this double vinyl authentic Viper.
It also took like a month to get here, but yeah, it's like it literally is like it's in. They're finally in, and like he has like different ones where he's like literally showing the vinyls. Like I think that one is just like like I bet if you reverse image search the one you're looking at, it's just an image of boxes from other people. But
yeah. I'm actually gonna reverse image search that right now.
He's doing a little Viper sleuthing here.
It's the only place for it is from his page.
Okay. Well, maybe Viper actually does have vinyl somewhere, but he's like hoarding them.
Okay, so I reversed image searched that photo and clicked on it. It took me to his Twitter, but in oh god, what's the Middle Eastern language?
Arabic.
Yeah, it's in Arabic.
Oh my god.
So now my Twitter's Arabic.
Well, that's what you get for doubting Viper. I mean, if we're also talking about like famous people making others upset, I feel like we are blessed on this podcast to have started a day later than we intended. Okay, I know I made a message. I was like, oh, at Memorial Day weekend, it's going to come out a day later. That was actually not planned. That's just like, oh shit, I actually can't do the podcast because I'm not fully moved in yet and I don't have my PC set up. But we waited a day and we were given the opportunity to talk about this. So what happened? Lay it on us, Dana. Do it.
What happened?
The whole situation. You know what I'm talking about.
I lost my virginity.
That's why we're pissed. You said you were gonna. Yeah,
I'm saving myself for marriage.
Yeah, speaking of famous people pissing people off, Dana is no longer in the abstinence lifestyle. No, we're talking about Dream. We're talking about Dream, who I don't know. He plays Minecraft. Might be abstinent as well.
I'm genuinely. It ruined my day at work today, like reading just tweets from that whole fucking shit. For people that don't know, Dream is a Minecraft YouTuber turned speedrunner, and there was controversy where he was using modified game files to get like perfect RNG luck for drops, the things that happen to speed up his run, culminating in something that
it wasn't like cheating in the traditional sense where it's like, oh, he literally like is using like cheats to get past a certain section. He was altering probabilities. So while he was doing the actual gameplay, the odds of certain things happening, like something spawning, he made it so like he got like 1 in trillion odds, so he would actually be able to get the record run faster. So like he has legitimate skill. He was just basically not taking his time to like, kind of wait his turn and get a run that was actually that perfect and then execute on it.
But the long story short, basically, that came out, and obviously the Minecraft community is the largest like gaming community like on the internet. So people were instantly skeptical, like, how do you have this luck for like? It was basically he had like identical luck for like multiple runs over multiple days, like over multiple streams, like back to back to back, which was like in the trillions of like one in like what's like 30 trillion or something as far as like probability, something like insanity.
Something that's just not going to happen in humanity's lifetime.
Yeah, so it was like reverse engineered. They going through all this stuff, and Dream obviously defended himself, saying like, no, I would never do this. Like he like sent over his files, had people go over his computer, like all this other stuff, and then he went after like the mod team, saying like, oh, you guys are this, you guys are that, you guys are just jealous.
Defending himself is like an understatement. He's like lashing out at anyone who was accusing him and like basically saying, I would never cheat. There's no way I could have cheated. I'm going to hire someone to disprove the mod team. And then like, well, he didn't outright say harass the mod team. He was saying the mod team was biased against me. Like he was like specifically calling out certain members of the mod team as saying like, oh, this person is wrong. And obviously it's a one-sided, you have 11 million subscribers on one side and you have like, I don't know, these people aren't like, it's a disservice to say that the people on the mod team are unknown, because at this point, I think a couple of them are actually relatively large. Honestly, because of this controversy, there are a lot of accusations of clout chasing, but being a legitimate person, like actually standing up for yourself, it made a lot of people interested in the mod team. But anyway, it definitely was still asymmetrical. Yeah, it was asymmetrical warfare in that like Dream had a lot more ammunition here, but. Anyway, it kind of all blew over, and it was obvious that Logic was on the side of the Minecraft mod team, but like Dream...
Yeah, it was obvious from anyone that was an onlooker that he cheated and stuff like that. Like the math is just there, like the physical improbability. Like these people who play these games day in day out, it's like if you have any objective logic, you can see like he more than likely cheated, even though he defended himself. But what happened today?
Dream, I think it was 11 months later, is like, you know what? Actually, I looked at my files and I guess they were altered. Sorry, guys. Oopsie.
Oopsie doopsie.
Oopsie.
By the way, there was problems on both sides. It's like I'm growing from this. Like it's
like by the way, I didn't accidentally by the way, I didn't cheat. I accidentally used a moderated. I accidentally used a modified version of the game. It was totally an accident. I had
to specifically choose every time I play, even though they specifically looked at my files and they weren't there when I sent them my files. Just little things. It's the most disingenuous, and he knows he's smart. He's manipulating. He knows his fans are like 12 and will listen to his each and every fucking word. You can read the tweets like under his tweet. It has like 230,000 likes. There's just things under it. It says, you're a bigger man than me, blah, blah, blah. You're coming out. And
you are so brave for admitting when you are wrong. You're an inspiration, Dream. Thank you for doing what you do. It's like, is it really brave to own up to something that you like an entirely manufactured problem?
He didn't even own up though.
He didn't say he was cheating. He said he accidentally was using modified files and therefore the runs were invalid. Like, he is not brave. He is entirely manipulative. And hey, I mean, I don't like. At the end of the day, you could say that I'm jealous and I'm just upset that he basically ruined his submissions for an entire game on our speedrun. Basically, we get stuff even today before the controversy came out of just like people wanting to talk about Dream on our speedrun. It's like, we can't ruin this subreddit for Minecraft content.
Yeah, because that's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
Even the official Dream subreddit was privated because it was so fucking toxic. It is genuinely the most toxic community like on the internet is Dream's like stan culture. Like people literally have been sending like hundreds if not thousands of death threats towards these mods, towards anyone that was speaking out about it, which makes sense from a creator perspective, because it's like, why are you going to get rid of your paycheck,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like we're in like, I was so petty. I wasn't so petty, but I was thinking about being so petty and just like responding, because like I involve myself in this a little too much because I don't give a shit about Minecraft at all. But like cheating and speedrunning, I mean, like, I don't know, speedrun mod, our speedrun mod, I do genuinely care about speedrunning in a lot of aspects. So like I was tweeting originally when this was coming out. I'm like, hey, it's pretty obvious this guy cheated, huh? Like I would get like a lot of people saying like, this is so bullshit. You just hate Mod or Dream and you're like clout chasing. I want to like respond to them and be like,
you're such an anti. That's what they call you, as an anti.
I want to respond to them and just be like, oh, what do you think about this whole conversation? Now I'm not going to do that because I'm not that petty. I'm like this close to being that petty.
It wouldn't matter though. He's like he didn't like cheat though. It was an accident. There's a difference. You didn't even read it.
Yeah, so I mean, I've said some variation of this on multiple platforms today, but if you're ever feeling down on yourself, just there's like people who like take statements from YouTubers, like people who like actually look at an apology video from a YouTuber, really any YouTuber, and they're like, oh, okay, everything's fine with me. Just I'll take this at face value. You put your dog in this video, therefore I know you're human, and everything you said, I'll take at face value.
It's disgusting, and like I said, the worst thing about this is all like the content creators that are like just rallying around him, saying like, "Oh, it's all good, man. You're number one." Blah blah blah. Because all they want to do at the end of the day, you you want to get rid of your paycheck. You know, all these people.
Dream, just come on the podcast, and I'm sure that we will change your tune.
Yeah, come on the podcast, Dream.
Yeah,
unless
Dream.
Unless you're a bitch. This is me. Hey, this is me calling you out directly, Dream. You got to defend yourself. Come to the podcast, otherwise you're a little bitch.
If you come on the podcast, I will single-handedly, just destroy my entire reputation. Just say that you didn't cheat. Oh my God!
No, that's so terrible. Don't put that in. Don't put that in.
No, okay, yeah, I don't actually believe that, but. I'm just like thinking like
I would stake my entire. How can I sell out so hard?
Exactly. I
know Minecraft Twitter is pretty fucking insane though. Like basically, you can tweet right now like Dream is an idiot, Minecraft sucks, and you'll literally have people like doxing you and like calling your work and saying like you should die.
That's all we need to do. I mean, like
Internet's
we go. That's
fucking
our plan.
Insane now.
That's our plan. Actually, it is. It honestly is. Like I can't.
Could you imagine being like a content creator nowadays? Like there are obviously big content creators that got big like in old internet. I couldn't imagine like growing up and like being a content creator like now. That's like insanity. The amount of people that are on the internet and just can fucking go
literally
insane.
Are though.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know what is it. You are. Is someone going to go like episode 13 and go to like 4 minutes and 57 seconds and then find out what you said and then cancel you for it? Maybe.
Can you guess what Yu-Gi-Oh card this is?
That is a lava golem, 100%.
It's not a lava golem. It's number 38 Utopia, you fucking idiot. Can you guess what this card is?
That is a left leg of Exodia, 100%.
It's an Elder of the Six Samurai, you fucking idiot. I'm doing one more. Can you guess what this card is?
That is a so there's like this one card, I forget the exact name, but he allows you to summon dragons. He has like a cape. He's chilling. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's like 70 cards.
No, but it's like one of the more famous. It's like allows you to summon a blue-eyed dragon. He's like a dude.
Well, you're wrong. It's the left arm of Exodia. I'm making an Exodia deck for the memes.
Well, you should have given me that one last time. So when I said left leg, I could have said I meant left arm.
Well, I wanted to trick you.
Well, you did, and now I actually hate you.
Do you have anything cool on your desk?
Dude, that card is literally called Lord of the D. Lord of the D is the card that summons the dragons.
Lord of the D. A card sucks.
That's what I thought it was, and it wasn't, I guess. I do not have anything cool on this desk because I'm in the literal tiniest space of all time. I'm like literally in the saddest,
I have
tiniest
a mini
space.
flashlight. I was going to shine it in the camera to blind you.
I have a single beer.
It doesn't work.
It's pretty dope. Literally none of this is cool. I mean, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards were arguably cool.
I have a McDonald's.
you no longer have a fry that left the building.
I have a yogurt lid.
Dana saw the massive success, the thousands upon thousands of likes, followers, subscribers, etc. from his random food haul TikTok, and he's trying to recreate the success to no avail.
I got.
Oh shit! You're a dental pick guy. I've been trying to tell people. So my parents are actually.
I hate flossing.
I do too. But like the conversation is basically like whenever I try to like convince people, and by people I mean my family, it's like, oh, these dental picks are actually good. They're like every single time I walk anywhere in life, I see dental picks everywhere I go. Like, do you see how many dental picks are like dropped on the ground? If you start paying attention, they actually are everywhere. So as long as you're not part
I've
of
never
the
noticed
problem.
that. No, I only do it at home because like, why would I pick my teeth in public? That's
Did we turn into like 55-year-old middle-aged
dude? I
dads?
want to actually talk about this. Like, have you never like I? It's not a fucking secret. I used to smoke a lot of fucking weed, and I don't anymore. Everywhere I go smells like weed. The mall smells like weed. Every restaurant smells like weed.
You
I
live
go
in
to
a place
every store.
where weed is legal.
But it's like I can't escape it. Like, look at my apartment fucking building smells like weed.
I mean,
It's
I do definitely think that like there is definitely a bigger public intoxication issue with weed than alcohol, because like weed was kind of normalized as something you smoke in public. Like, people were like literally doing it while they were driving, which is like definitely bad. Like, but like for some reason, like people are like, oh, I drive high all the time. Like people were like, that's not fucked up, or it is fucked up. But like people were definitely not like
it is.
There is definitely a level where weed is a lot less fucked up to drive on than drinking, when really that normalization.
But I would say maybe years ago when weed was less potent, but weed is literally like they're fucking smoking meth pipes worth of like the hash oil. Like the shit looks fucking like you're doing like hard drugs nowadays. Like, the shit is
I
way
mean, I
too
feel
intense.
like that's a trope to just talk about like, oh, weed back in my day, but like no, it's like weed back in your day was still actually weed. Now it's like literally like, here's my black ooze that I need a crack pipe.
Let me I need a crack type fucking light bulb to fucking inhale. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is Paddington Bear 2 actually a good movie?
It was the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why?
Because Rotten Tomatoes only is about agreeability. It's not about like action. Like you could be a 6 out of 10 movie and be the number 1 movie on Rotten Tomatoes ever.
I've never seen this movie. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Why would you see Paddington 2? You're not like 3 years old.
But why is it like obviously it's enough people like it.
It's like a really good kids movie. That's really all it is.
People were I was like actually seeing this a bit on Twitter. People were fucking pissed.
Yeah, no, like I mean, like because you can't hate on Paddington. It's like a bear, and he like does a little adventure.
Like the people were pissed on like the guy who reviewed it. Like they were like, this person should be like removed from like society.
Yeah, no, I saw like tweets that were like literally like fuck all life. And it's like, okay, is that an appropriate response when you see that Paddington 2 now has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes? Is that it takes a special person to like break down in tears when they see that Paddington 2 no longer has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe that's a little dramatic. Maybe no one looked at the Metascore or whatever it was and just decided, you know what, today's the day where I break down. But I don't know. I just saw this and I saw
that's why I'm saying. I mean, maybe this is like a bigger deal than we're making it out.
Yeah,
to
maybe
be.
we're just not in the know.
This is like that detached from like modern, what's the word, like entertainment,
modern
like,
cinema. It's not even like being detached from modern cinema, modern entertainment, the zeitgeist, it's really about being detached from society, from humanity in general. Like we're talking about a world
Does that mean
is
we're getting old?
It's not that we're getting old. It's that we're just not in touch with our fellow. Like we do this podcast and like we're at a point where it's like, okay, we talk to each other, we find topics, but like we don't talk. I don't know about you. I don't talk to any other human being on earth. Like, I just kind of do this podcast and literally nothing else with my life. So when I see something like Paddington 2 and I see that, like, I don't even know how to react. I like, look at the bear and it's like, did my humanity fade away?
Fuck. You just ruined my life with this. I've never seen it in my life. I never will. But now that I'm so heavily invested in it and found out that's 99% instead of 100, I think I might end it all.
You might. Oh my god!
In a video game.
You can't save that one. You can't say in a video game 30 seconds later. It's like, oh yeah, sure, that works. I mean, let's. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, let's just like take a little bit of a break and just watch the entire Paddington 2 movie right now. All right, we're back.
So what'd you think of it?
I thought it was good. Moving on, like if we're talking about people who are like upset at reviewers, well, really it's the other way around. Reviewers are upset at the world. Did you see that like IGN tweet that The Onion made?
What was the best was some of the replies to it.
No, that's I don't even care about. So the thing is, obviously IGN is currently in the news because of the Israel-Palestine controversy, which is a thing, and basically, I guess because IGN was in the news, usually a lot of these like random like retweeter bots that retweet like old articles from like The Onion and other things. I think they just look at trending topics and they're like, oh, IGN's in the news. Let's make our IGN article from like 4 years ago just trending again. And like the article was like IGN reviewer excited to play game after reviewing it, something that just digs on.
Someone was commenting like, oh, nice punching down. Like,
yeah, it was basically like the tweet was like mediocrely funny. Like The Onion has good articles, bad articles, mediocre articles. This was just one of the mediocre articles. But like every single reply was a games journalist, like someone that was like check marked. I hate to be one of those people like, oh, look at the attack of the blue check marks, because I feel like, first of all, that's like a conservative.
It's like totally not
do.
a thing until it is, though. Like,
but
that's
like
how it feels.
It's basically a bunch of games journalists like feeling like they are the most targeted people on earth. It's like, this is the least funny article I've ever read. It's like 600 replies. I've never seen a higher ratio on any tweet in my life, and it makes me so happy.
Do you think it just like spread like through like the fucking game journalist Telegram group or something like that?
I think it both trended in like the game journalist Telegram group, whatever it exists, and then also like every single Gamergate forum, because like I feel like honestly there's no way that this is this is organic engagement. There's definitely some like trolls being like,
no, not at all.
Lol, games journalists get owned. I just like love how easy it is as an outsider to see like how just like it's so stupid. It's like it just shows how like little people should value game journalist opinions. Like I know
pretty much
that like
they should value our opinions.
Yeah, they should value. We're not games journalists. We're game podcasters. Okay.
Yeah, there's a difference.
There's that one tweet that we kind of live by that like
we're just two kind of guys, you know.
Yeah, you know how podcasters are more important than the troops, mothers. I don't know.
Wait, what?
You like we like posted that like we retweeted like podcasters are more important than mothers and troops. Something incredibly uncontroversial, obviously.
But I gotta look for this. Cause the problem is I do a lot of Twitter at like 2 a.m, so I like don't pay fucking attention.
You forget about like riling up the base.
Yeah, the riling up of the base.
The base.
My 38 followers.
I mean, honestly, that's just that's more than Virtual Homework Podcast, if we're being honest here. If I'm saying the word honestly.
There are some pretty good things I've retweeted, though.
Is it like as good as posting Blurry by Post Malone? Post Malone posting Blurry by Puddle of Mud 10 times in a row? Have you ever done that, huh?
No, I posted this, though.
I mean, if we're talking about controversial opinions, what is in the background right now?
My glorious leader, go fuck yourself.
I mean, I'm not even talking about the mount. I'm talking about that like anime pillow. How dare you?
Yeah, I got an anime love pillow. So I didn't like, this room's fucked, and it's just, this is my like store everything room. So like directly out of camera is just a pile of fucking shit that I just like scoot over. That's actually a Funko Pop on the bottom, like on top of like a lid.
That's how you know your life has completely gone down. As soon as you buy one Funko Pop, like your life expectancy goes down like a decade. It's like, all right, he's gonna like die of like a Mountain Dew overdose.
I mean, I'm at work and there's some cool ones, so it's like I get like the Pokemon ones, like those were some like Kingdom Hearts ones.
I mean, soon
it's like I don't even.
Soon you're just gonna like have a wall of them, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, this is so cool." And then I don't know, all of a sudden you're gonna be like, "Why do I now have a micro penis?" It's like there's like some steps here.
You seen that meme that's like, I have very many rare Funko Pops?
I haven't, but I can see it just in my head without actually seeing it.
It's like that meme with like the guy in the well. It's like,
oh yeah, no, I've seen that meme. Yeah. That's exactly the meme I've seen. And obviously this is the best conversation to have on a podcast format where neither the video or audio can see the meme.
Look at this meme.
Yo,
like,
check out
everybody,
this
meme is so good and you guys can't see it. Dude, Funko Pops look fucking terrible. Like they all look the same.
I was so close. I was so close to actually like becoming a Funko Pop person, but it was like,
no,
I wasn't like I basically what happened was I was like, I got my own place. I think this is like my first place. Like this is like long before I don't know. I was living in Richmond at the time, and I was like looking for stuff like what should I decorate my first apartment with? And like I guess there was like a random comment on like some Reddit thread that's like, oh, get some Funko Pops, because I think this was like 2015. The internet wasn't entirely making fun of them at the time. I mean, like I think they were still not seen as super cool, but like I looked some of them up and like these I like looked hard to find a Funko Pop I liked, and I just wasn't enthusiastic about them. And I'm like, wow, I dodged a bullet. I almost bought a Funko Pop. I think I was like thinking about getting the Pac-Man one, and I could have changed my trajectory entirely.
I mean, like some of like the specific genre ones are kind of interesting. Like I get the Pokemon ones because they're gonna be worth something one day. But it's like the problem with licensed gifts, because I work in the industry of like selling licensed like products and stuff like that. Is like, let's say you like a show, a movie, a game or something like that, and you want to get a cool product for it, you have two options. You can get a t-shirt or a Funko Pop.
Yeah,
that's
like
all there
Funko
is.
Pop makes them like legitimately obscure characters like into statues. It's like I like what about like, speaking of like your fanboy over here, what about a Chairman Mao Funko Pop? What about
Dude,
I think
I would buy that. Holy shit.
I think legitimately like people have
Chairman
made like
Mao
Adolf Hitler
Funko
Pops as like a, you know, a quote unquote meme, and then it's like, oh wait, is this a meme or are you actually like a neo-Nazi making your, because honestly like when I think of like a racist or like a neo-Nazi or like, well, I guess that's not mutually exclusive, but like someone that like has terrible taste in that regard, they probably have terrible taste in like figurines, right? Those people are probably into Funko Pops.
I mean, there's like meme like figurines. Dude, look at this Chairman Mao fucking toy. Like, tell me this shit's, you wouldn't want this.
I mean, that's, for those who can't see this, which is literally everyone, it is like a legitimate, like extremely detailed Chairman Mao. I know we're memeing about Chairman Mao, and someone's going to be like, hey, the Great Leap Forward actually did kill millions of people. So it's like, oof Chungus. It's like legitimately, it's just like, yo,
the big Chungus. Wait, did you just refer to the Great Leap Forward as like a Chungus moment? Like, what the?
I didn't know how to. What am I supposed to say?
No, I feel bad now. Like,
he's leaving. We're done. I'm sorry.